Hello, hello, and welcome. This is the premiere episode of our new podcast, Leadership with a Twist. I'm Coach Heather, and I'm here with my counterpart, Coach Barbara, and we are so glad you're here.
Yes, welcome. We're excited to launch our Leadership with a Twist conversations, and we have a lot planned in the next episodes coming forward, and do want to share a little bit about what we're so excited about and where we are at, and what does it mean to have a twist in your leadership.
Yes, yes. So we are co owners and leadership coaches with empowering leadership teams. And we are passionate about supporting entrepreneurial leaders and their teams. And we believe in leadership with a twist. So, what do we mean about the twist, Barbara? What is the twist in leadership to you?
Hmm. Well, in the beginning of that, how it's evolved is to be really encouraging leading from authenticity, right? And building trust. And the top down corrective leadership is just not what works today. And when you think of leadership and moving forward, the full human element of working together, showing up, sharing with confidence. I was coaching somebody today and she's like, and I want to keep learning too. And that's very common as well in performance to continue to evolve in the opportunities that come through our working experience and our collaboration experiences. So, leadership with a twist is much more about that human element coming in. What do we say? Nobody needs to be the smartest person in the room. In fact, developing listening and learning while we're interacting, there's always more to expand into that really drives leadership and business results to their ultimate purposes.
Well, I'd love to highlight something that you said, which is collaboration. I think collaboration is so key and so important and is what sets high performing teams apart in business today. And
Mm,
having a team that you can think with, that you can collaborate with, and that you can innovate with in this fast changing business landscape is something that, if you know how to tap into it, if you truly know how to listen, as Barbara suggested, active listening is really a different leadership skill to develop, and how to collaborate with others. The difference from being in a meeting that is one where we just listen to the top down authority and control and get through a scheduled meeting versus a meeting where we tackle the problems together in real time and we come up with solutions in the moment that surprise us because they're really popping in real time thanks to the creativity and the innovation of the shared thinking. It takes
mm.
real leadership to be able to do that, don't you think?
Yeah. And part of this is about leading not only with your thinking, but also with your heart, right? That's part of
Mm.
that human element. I was thinking as you just shared, I was like, yeah, like for example, when listening, when we're listening just with our ears and our thinking, we're like, oh, let me finish that sentence for Heather. I know what she's going to say. Let me jump in here, right? Instead, when we center more, so yes, leadership with a twist, we might say, let's just take a breath for a moment and then continue on. Take a breath before you make a decision. Get yourself grounded and anchored. So that's the little bit of pieces that you might hear from the work that we do and coaching. But what I was going to say here, instead of being like, oh, let me jump in because I know what this is, I can pause and think, how can I support Heather to bring out these ideas that are at the tip of her tongue? So listening can be more like asking some good questions instead of jumping in. Like, how can I help another person really shine? the other team members, like allowing people to come forward together. Collaboration has more expanded capacity in relationship when we're more grounded and listening in that deeper way.
I'd also like to say that I passionately believe that at least we can see here in America that we have challenges in leadership today. And what we believe in leadership with a twist is that we all have leadership within us. There's not just leadership at the top of an organization. There is leadership inside of each and every one of us. And we have choices we make each and every day in how we show up, in the ways that we perform, in how we choose to be in our lives. And the more we can show up as our most empowered selves in self leadership, making choices that are aligned with our values, that connect us to the people around us, in the world around us, in the ways that align with our hearts and our values, that matters.
Mm.
And the world needs all of us showing up as leaders. It needs the leadership in me, in Barbara, and in you, more fully empowered. And that's the way that we can bring forward healing in this world. I want to be a part of that. I know that Barbara wants to be a part of that. And we would love to help invite you to join us in doing what we can to bring that forward by bringing forward the inner leader inside of you. So, inside of leadership with the twist, you will also hear us have conversations that tap into other elements like Astro Vibes. Barbara, you want to share a little bit with us what we can expect when we have some Astro Vibes conversations?
Well, absolutely. Self understanding is so important in relationship, in leadership, in bringing your ideas forward, in honing in on your natural skills for communication, your natural style for how you value certain things. So, knowing yourself. So, Astro Vibes is a really great opportunity to explore yourself from the inside out and understand and really work with the qualities and elements that are yours naturally, authentically. And that really then helps being able to connect and understand others and to work in your own life, to drive your life. So, Astro Vibes is a lot about self awareness, self understanding, and when we work with clients with this, we have found it so valuable for them to have that awareness and say, oh, this is my style. Instead of working against themselves, they can actually work with their talents and skill and hone in even more how to express themselves best in their life, in their work.
So when we do Astro Vibes sessions or videos, will you be talking to us about our astrological chart? Will we be learning about that?
Yes. And so also I'm a firm believer with over 30 years experience of helping people with self-understanding and self-awareness through their astrological birth chart. It's essential in my teaching direction with this is that people also understand it as a tool so that you can reference for yourself more and more what that symbolic language of the astrological symbols are and what they mean, and so that you can really self drive a lot of that awareness.
So it's a tool to further help us make our choices and be more empowered in how we're walking on our path in life.
Absolutely. Yes.
Awesome. Cool.
It's
So
a
that's
fun tool.
just one of the many things you may hear us talk about and discuss in Leadership with a Twist. One other element, we're going to be always continuing our conversations of mindfulness. And so we'll have a little mindful moment corner. We'll have the Empower You conversation continues because as I shared, I think The world does need you, me, and everyone more empowered to meet each moment. Another thing Barbara and I are very passionate about and helping a lot of clients in this moment in time is transitions, moments of life transition. We are expert coaches at helping people move through life transitions using all of our tools as coaches. And we will have conversations around that. And you can find them in our Substack and also in conversations here under your next chapter. And you can reach out for coaching support if you're facing a life transition. And the other thing I wanted to share with you is conversations and resources to help with the human element of business. So we know that this is a fast moving business time. We know with the all of the advances of AI, it can feel like there's so much coming at you, and it can also feel like, does the people part of the business matter much anymore? It does. And it is actually a very smart time for you to keep up leveling your human skills. Now more than ever, how you connect and communicate to others really does matter. Are you connecting authentically? Are you building rapport and trust with your clients, with your team, with others? That really, really does matter. All of this noise and busyness and distraction can get in the way. Keep up leveling and honing your communication skills, your teamwork skills, because they are needed in the workforce. And I believe we're going to see kind of a bounce back as people get adjusted to the reality of using AI in the workforce. They are also going to come back to realizing the human element in the business and why it matters. And
Yeah.
so you want to be ready and you want to have your skills finely tuned.
Yeah. And I want to add in here the reason we've chosen these specific topics that we're going to be spending our time with all of you talking about and exploring is because this is what's surfacing also in our work with clients, right? And in the current times, as Heather's referencing, I want to mention that transition is something that, as an example, is because that's what's happening in our coaching sessions. When things are happening and changing outside of yourself, the transition is something you can learn to self drive more and more through how do I work through these changes. And we've been coaching through change and change management for a decade, but truly, really empowering all these pieces together to make choices and to work with what does it mean to have a transition, a period of time, is something that we're going to be exploring and sharing more and more about for these current times. This is very important.
Awesome. So that's a little bit to share with you what's coming up in the Leadership with a Twist podcast. We hope that you're excited to be on this journey with us. We're excited to get started. Thank you so much for being here. Will you please, please press subscribe and make sure you get notified of our upcoming episodes? And if you feel so moved, please share about the Leadership with a Twist podcast and our Substack with your friends, with anyone you think would be benefiting from this information, so that we can get the word out there. And let us know anything you'd like to hear us talk about, any questions you might have, anything you might like support on, and you might see an episode on it coming up. Thank you so much, very much for being here, and we'll talk to you again soon.